Hello and good morning. It's Heather and Phil, and we had planned to go do some bird photography today because I think that's Heather's new favorite kind of photography. Am I just guessing?
No, you're right.
Bird photography is your favorite. It used to be landscape photography, but now you like bird better?
I like them both about the same.
Okay. Well, anyway, we were going to go do bird photography today, and when we came outside, you know, I'm crazy about yard bunnies, and we were loading the camera gear into the car and getting ready to go, and in the next door neighbor's front yard, there were 2 yard bunnies, and so I said, why don't we just go ahead and shoot them for a while? So we did, and we'll show you those now before we get started on our bird photography adventure. All right, here are the yard bunny photos. The ones that say Nikon are Heather's, and the ones that say Canon are mine, and you'll see that we have kind of a almost drastically different approach to how we went about these yard bunny edits. And this is not Nikon versus Canon, and it's not Heather versus Phil. It's just two people with different ideas about how to edit a yard bunny photo. It's never a competition between Heather and I. We are always rooting for the other one to do a great job. But look at this. Heather's picture has no man-made sign in the background, and my picture does have the man-made sign in the background because I didn't think I would be able to get rid of it, but Heather did a great job getting rid of it. And when we got to the location where we thought we'd find some birds, there was a beautiful young white-tailed buck in velvet on the side of the road, kind of at the top of a hill, and I pulled over on the side of the road and said, Heather, get your camera ready, and she nailed this beautiful shot of this beautiful buck near the birding area. Well, now we're on the gravel road that leads to the equestrian trailhead, and we found our favorite little bird. We found a prairie warbler. You can probably still hear it. There's this, on the side of the road, there's this big thicket, and a lot of it is blackberries, which a good 50% of those blackberries are nice and ripe. So I think it might be feeding on those. And anyway, I've got the R6, and I brought my 100 to 500, but really for birds, I do better, especially small birds, with the 800 f11. And Heather, it's in the car right now, but Heather has the Z50 and the 200 to 500 Nikon lens. So let's look at prairie warbler pictures. Here are the prairie warbler photos. In this area, I was able to bag 3 prairie warbler shots that I liked, and Heather got 1, but Heather's one shot is really spectacular. The bird was singing in this shot of mine, and I believe that Heather's shot that's coming up next was taken almost at the same time, maybe just a little bit later. Just what a beautiful little bird singing away, and I've got some video later. You can see when the bird sings, its whole body shakes. And here's another picture in a slightly different area, but the same place where we parked, with some non-ripe blackberries there in the frame. I'm here now at the trailhead of the equestrian trail. There's the restrooms right there, and this has become one of my favorite spots here in the VW wetland / equestrian trail area. There's a spot over here just to the right of the restrooms that has some forest and some young low vegetation in front of the forest, and there are some power lines that are here, and there's nice vegetation below the power lines. Last time I was here, I got a yellow-breasted chat, and Heather and I today got a yellow-breasted chat and a summer tanager. So this spot is pretty cool. Here is one of my yellow-breasted chat photos. Heather and I each got 2 yellow-breasted chat photos and 2 male summer tanager photos, and this, I guess, will be Heather's first ever yellow-breasted chat photo that she has shared, and she did just a magnificent job capturing this beautiful bird. And here is the second one of mine that I'm sharing from this location. We were really happy to see these yellow-breasted chat. It's not a bird that we photograph very often. Like I say, Heather's first time ever photographing one. And when the summer tanagers come up next, this is only the second time I've ever gotten a photograph of a summer tanager. Here is my first summer tanager photograph. And the last time I photographed one, it was an immature one. But this is a mature male. And here is Heather's shot of a summer tanager. I loved the beautiful bokeh in the background. She was sitting in the back seat of the car, and I was in the front, and she had a better background than me for that particular perch, but I like this photograph here enough to use as the thumbnail for the video. And here is one more shot of the beautiful male summer tanager there near the trailhead for the equestrian trail in Chattanooga. We came down here to the VW wetlands part of the area, and we're riding around. We were actually talking on the phone to my brother-in-law. We had seen his truck. He was hiking. He actually walked right past us, and we didn't see him, and he didn't see us while we were doing photography up at the trailhead of the equestrian trail. And we came down here right to where the road's closed, and as we were riding around and talking to him, we were coming back, and right over here we spotted a male orchard oriole, and we ended up getting photographs of both the male and the female orchard oriole right up here in this little stand of trees right there. I think I've got a pretty good photo of the female, and Heather got an excellent photo of the male. So here comes some orchard oriole shots. This is my first ever shareable photograph of a male orchard oriole. It was really cool to see this beautiful bird. You know, if you're not really looking close, you might mistake it for a robin, but this is an orchard oriole, and here's Heather's male orchard oriole photo. And we had seen a female orchard oriole just a little ways up the road from this a week or two ago. And this, we thought at the time that this was a female orchard oriole, but the females don't have the black in their chin area. So Heather figured out that this is an immature male orchard oriole that hasn't changed to the colors of the bird you saw just then. Heather just made another photograph of the male orchard oriole. It was up here in the top of these trees. I was showing her the clip I just made, and she got a shot of it up there. I think this photograph of Heather's of the male orchard oriole is probably the best orchard oriole shot of the bunch. And that's tough to do with a bright background like that, but she did a really great job. We came back up to the equestrian trailhead. I was gonna use the restroom. I've been sipping on coffee all morning. And we got to talk to my brother-in-law for a while, and we photographed another prairie warbler and another yellow-breasted chat. I don't know. Heather left her camera in the car while we were talking to my brother-in-law, so she doesn't have any photographs from this section of the video. But look at the beautiful prairie warbler that I was able to grab a couple of quick shots of. I really love this shot of the prairie warbler as it's singing, and it's perched on the beautiful fuzzy vine or whatever that is. Now look at this. This is a yellow-breasted chat, and it's way in the background, and the pine tree that it's on is in focus, and all the pine trees that are kind of blocking the shot are nicely bokeh-fied, and that's all foreground bokeh. Now this is the same perch, and I'm standing in the same location, but this one I cropped just a little bit less so you could see more of the bokeh-fied pine trees in the foreground. We stopped right here on the gravel road, not all the way to the trailhead and not to the entrance of the gravel road. And I like this spot because the sun is shining that way, and on the side of the road here is a lot of blackberries that are looking very beautiful and also attract birds. We were hoping to get something besides prairie warbler because we've already gotten a lot of prairie warbler shots, but it ended up being more prairie warbler stuff. But we love the prairie warbler, and I made a few video clips, and we both made a bunch of photos of the prairie warbler right here with perfect sun at your back, sun angle on the bird. And there it is right there. It's still here, hanging out and being awesome. I learned from the brilliant photographer Arthur Morris about sun angle and how you should have the sun at your back when you're doing bird photography. And look at these beautiful photographs. This one I didn't crop a whole lot because it looked like the bird was singing to the blackberries. And look at this great shot of Heather's. The light on it is just right, and the exposure is really nice and warm. Just a great time shooting this beautiful prairie warbler with perfect sun angle. Sometimes it's hard to find the bird and get the great sun angle, but in this particular instance we had both. Now here is a quick video clip of the prairie warbler as it's there near all those blackberries and singing its little heart out. And sometimes the singing that you hear might be our Bluetooth speaker, but there it is singing and shaking around. And look at this. This is the photograph that Heather made just as the prairie warbler was taking off. And the eye is absolutely perfectly sharp. I think that's really, really hard to get, and Heather got it. So we're really proud of this photograph she got. All right, so we're going to call it a morning. It's about 10:45 or so, and a restaurant that we like to eat at, Dockside Cafe over at Harrison Bay State Park, a few miles from here, is just about to open. So we're going to head on out of the, this is part of Enterprise South Nature Park, this equestrian trail is, and Volkswagen Wetlands just down the road is not a part of that. But anyway, we're going to head out and get some lunch. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch our video of birds and one deer and bunnies. I guess I was jealous that Heather had a deer photo from earlier in the video and I didn't get one. So when we got over to the restaurant, there was a deer wandering around near the restaurant, and I went ahead and made this photo. So now we both have deer photographs to share for you in this video. And we hope you enjoyed it. If you like this sort of content and want to see some more, give us a thumbs up if you like it. And if you want to see some more, subscribe, hit the bell and all that stuff. And we really appreciate it, like we mentioned, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Whoa, I got to drive around this turn while also waving bye-bye to the camera. Bye-bye. Say bye, Heather.